Hello friends, and welcome to my intro video. So this is just an introduction to my channel, why I am making a YouTube channel in the first place. I was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease about a year ago-ish, and I found out that my kidneys were failing kind of out of nowhere. I don't have an autoimmune disease or diabetes or anything that is a cause of ESRD, so my case is a little special. End-stage renal disease is when your kidneys drop down to below 15% functioning. That's stage 5 kidney failure, and at that point you have to decide how you feel, if you want to go on dialysis or you want to try to wait for a transplant. But if you don't have a living donor right away, dialysis is pretty important, especially if you're going to be on the wait list for a kidney transplant. I did not have a living donor right away, and I felt very sick, so I decided to go on dialysis. I chose PD dialysis, peritoneal dialysis, over hemodialysis, just because I didn't want to go to in-center. I didn't want to spend 3 days a week at the hospital or at a dialysis unit, because I have a job that I actually like and that I would like to keep working at until my transplant, and probably will go back to after transplant. So at this point, I actually do have a living donor. One of my coworkers was like, "Hey, so you need a kidney, right?" And I was like, "Yes." She was like, "Oh yeah, I already wanted to donate, so do you want my kidney?" And I was like, "Of course, I would love that." So I am hopefully getting a transplant in 3 weeks. She still has the last big test, and then after that we should be all set, so I am pretty excited about that. I wanted to start a channel so that I could document my journey and have it, for one, as something to remember, and two, as a resource for other patients that is like a patient-to-patient resource, as opposed to a doctor-to-patient resource, because as a patient I can give insight to how it actually feels. No doctor that I've met so far is someone with ESRD they haven't been on dialysis, so they don't know how it feels, and I think that sharing that with people who plan on going on dialysis is really important, because there's just so many unexpected components. There's so many different things that can happen on a patient-to-patient basis. For me, I have experienced a lot of pain on dialysis, which is out of the ordinary. It is not as expected. So I think that just talking about those kinds of things is important to share as a patient-to-patient resource, because when I looked for something like this, I couldn't really find much. So I wanted to share my journey and hopefully share how my transplant goes in 2020. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor, just a patient with an interest in my own chronic illness, as well as disability rights and resources, and I just wanted to give people an additional resource, people with ESRD and also family members and friends, an additional resource to share so that people can actually see what they can expect.